All right. It looks like we are live now. So, how's everyone doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Yep, we're okay here.
All right. So, two of you guys I've never had a live chat with. So, let's go ahead and go around the room, so to speak, and introduce yourself. And let's see. Let's have you mention the last gun that you shot, one of your favorite guns, and your favorite food, and something about your channel or what you do.
Okay.
Okay, Uncle Jim, you go first.
Oh no. Well, favorite gun's going to be impossible. Last gun was the Foxtrot Mike's.
The 9mm.
Yeah, because it's been snowing. Favorite gun? That's too tough. Can't answer that.
One of your favorites that you've shot recently. How about that?
What was that again?
One of your favorite guns that you've shot somewhat recently.
Okay, can I plead the fifth? No. Well, the Foxtrot's one of my favorites, but man, there's so many. There's some I haven't shot in a while that are my favorites. The Foul, the M1, even the Retro. I don't know. So I'll just say that 9 carbine all the way through / done.
Cop out.
The other question, my channel's kind of a mix. It's not one thing, so you guys know that. All right.
And your favorite food?
Oh, Mexican, Chinese, those two.
Combined?
I can't draw the line between those two. I can't get good Chinese here and barely any good Mexican around here. So.
Well, none of the Mexican around here has any spice to it.
Yeah.
All the restaurants are like Utah Mexican food is like super watered down.
It's bland. Yeah. Can't find. Yeah. But I don't miss the city just for that reason. So I'll take it.
All right. Next.
All right, I'll go ahead and go. So, last gun I've shot would have to be my 224 Valkyrie. Favorite? That's definitely a hard one. I do like the 224. I love my Kimber 1911 45 ACP, one of my favorites. The 300 Win Mag. I mean, just pretty much every gun I own is my favorite. Let's say that. And there's a bunch of guns that I don't own that are my favorite. So it's always a hard one to try and nail down, just like Uncle Jim says. So favorite food, that's always a mix or a kind of an ebb and flow thing. But right now, one of the things that I really, really like is pizza with banana peppers and pineapple. One of my favorites right now. Just good food right there.
No pepperoni on that?
No pepperoni. I mean, I'll do it. I mean, I'll take everything but fish on pizza. Just, but the absolute favorite is banana peppers and pineapples for some reason. I don't know, just kind of a sweet, spicy mix. It's really delicious. Brief bit about my channel. So the Big Man's Outdoors. My goal is really just kind of to take you along on any outdoor adventures that I have. Kind of new to the game. Really just kind of started maybe October of 18, I want to say. So what's that, like 5 months? It's always most of what I've been doing so far has just been shooting. A lot of the 224 Valkyrie, just working up loads. It's a brand new caliber, and it's a lot. It's kind of the Wild West out there with that thing. A lot of stuff going on. I jumped into it for a couple different reasons, but nobody could ever seem to get anything to work out with it, or very few. And that's kind of really what pushed me back into the reloading standpoint of it all. And that's a different story, but just wanted to start sharing that. But I didn't want to specifically pigeonhole myself into one thing. So, some hunting, and we're going to be having fishing coming up here pretty soon, and just that kind of thing. So I think that's the general introduce yourself. Did I miss any of the questions?
No, you got all the questions. I was going to ask you, though, how long have you been reloading? You said that the 224 got you into reloading, or
got me back into reloading. So
okay.
Probably when I was I've been reloading since I was probably 14 or 15, helping my dad. It was all for hunting rifles, but it was, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm reloading. Okay, how do we do it? And I, just started watching him do it, and then eventually it was, well, can I do it? And he showed me, and next thing I know, it's, use this powder and do this and put this much in it and go reload. I said, okay. So I always wanted to get back into it, and like I said, the 224 was kind of the catalyst that set it on fire, let's say.
Awesome. That's cool. All right, next.
I guess I can go. Am I on?
Yep, you're on.
Okay. The last gun I shot, I guess, was a 22. I got a 22 Henry. It's a Frontier Henry. Anyway, I have an issue with what they're called house sparrows, or they're not really a sparrow. They're an English finch, and they're described. One guy on the internet described them as a vicious or mean, vindictive little bird. They got into my. I put out bluebird houses, and they get in to kill my bluebirds, and they got on top of one of my robins and they just mutilate a bird, take it down to shreds. So I got a 22, and I think I got 18 of those males in 2 weeks. So anyway, that's my last gun. I guess one of the guns I learned from, it doesn't really go into reloading, although some people do this, is using it's a gas piston pellet gun. And they kick both ways. They go back and forward, and then the pellet leaves, and it's taught me a lot. I can hold, I can tack a dime down at 35 yards with it, and it's taken me a while to. But when I learned to shoot that, then it's helped me shoot other rifles too. So, but the guns I shoot are two 9mm. Been training my wife to shoot, and I have a 357 as well, Henry carbine, and that's the one I use for deer. And I guess my favorite food is Chinese, and I've been around different places for Chinese, and we have a one here that's really good stuff. They have a lot of variety, and it's good. So that's probably my favorite food out. When to go out to eat. Other than that, home we make our own bread from grain. We grind it and bake it. So that's one of my favorite foods. That's helped my digestion a lot. So, and I guess my channel. This is what we're trying to do in the reloading channel. That started a YouTube thing too, as well as that.
Yeah.
Because I know you mentioned fishing. I do some classical guitar, and that'll be out there on my thing too. But what I hope to do, and I haven't seen it out there, is why I thought I'd write some articles and do some things on it. A lot of people don't get into reloading because they're going to spend a fortune. And the guy in my church, he's actually a it's a deputy sheriff, and he's a competitive shooter. And he went off and he bought what's the blue one?
Dylan?
A Dillon, yeah, he got a Dillon press right off the bat. And so he was talking about what it costs him to change over from one, just to add a new cartridge. Just it's over $300 just to and I've got one of the newer Lee. It's the what's the new, forget what they call that. It's not the Econo. A lot of when I read it, they describe it as an aluminum press, and it's not an aluminum press. It's steel.
Is that the Lee turret press?
Yeah, the Lee turret press. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I
Just
can see it.
a classic cast. We can't see the bottom of it.
Oh. Well, let's see. Where am I?
There we go.
Yeah. It's the new one. And the bottom one is the same one they use for their progressive. Their, forget what they call that. But I've been real happy with it. You can run it. Well, normally I can run it by hand. Yeah, you can run it by hand up here even without taking the stick out. But what I've got it in this setup here. I'll do a thing on it so you can see it better. I've got an SLR camera I can use, but the whole thing goes into a box. I've got another turret back here with other stuff in it. But the thing is, I didn't spend a lot of money on this, and it cost me to change over from I started with 357 Magnum, and then to go over to 9mm, it cost me $60. That's $300 and some dollars. It just so it's pretty expensive, and I can take this unit. I've got the thing in a box here, and this all folds in, and then I've got another thing where I keep my powders and my bullets and that kind of stuff. I can pick this up and take it over to my brother's and reload there. But I'm trying to show people that you don't have to spend a fortune to do it. And this little press was only $88, and it's I looked at getting the other, a single stage press without a turret, and when you get the little things to put your dies in, it's cheaper to just get this little turret. So like $10. Forget the one out of Missouri. So anyway, yeah, I think when I do it, I'll write a script out so I don't get so choppy. But that's what I'm trying to show on YouTubers, that you don't have to get into loads of money to do the reloads on a rifle. To get into rifles, maybe that's a different story.
Okay, hey Mitch, some of the guys are asking what your channel info is. Have you created your channel yet? Do you have the channel name that they could check it out at?
It's just DBQ Luthier. Luthier is a person that makes string instruments, so I just kind of kept it at that. But
can you see the live chat?
Yeah.
Just post the link if you get a second. Just post a link to it in the live chat. That way people can
people
can go check it out.
That's my YouTube. Yeah, I haven't. I guess Loads of Bacon said once I publish an article, I'll show up on the authors list.
Yep.
But I haven't done that yet. I'm still trying to figure out what to use for a camera, and that I've got it's a digital SLR, and that seems to do the best recording. But I don't know what you guys are using typically, because some of your videos look pretty good.
I use a cell phone for most of my videos, and then I use a Sony, what was it, RX10 2 or 3 for some of my close-up shots and stuff. But yeah, a good cell phone actually does pretty good nowadays.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I use.
Really?
Yep.
I'm not getting good sound with my cell phone. That's my. It's a Samsung. Huh.
Yeah, another thing you can do is you can get these little USB microphones that plug into your cell phone, and that's what I use. I use
Oh,
yeah, so an external
okay.
microphone, and then it picks up the sound a lot better.
All right. I'll try that because that would be, yeah, more flexible. I can see what I'm.
Do you
Hey,
think
Mel. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say it's Tin Man's turn to introduce himself. So we're giving the last gun that you shot, one of your favorite guns that you've shot recently, and your favorite food, and a little bit about your channel.
I'm Kurt. I run Tin Man Reloading channel. The last gun I shot was probably my Beretta 92 FS. That was when I was doing my True Blue testing for that powder. My favorite gun to shoot, period, is I got a Ruger 1911. Love that gun.
45.
Yep. Yep. What was the last one?
Your favorite food, and then a little bit about your channel.
Favorite food. That's a tough one. Nothing beats a good cheeseburger. Love cheeseburgers.
What brand of cheeseburger if you have to go out and buy one?
Culver's.
Okay.
Every time. My channel is just kind of goes through some reloading steps. I did some research on a different way of powder coating that worked out really well for me, and then just kind of general shooting, reloading, fixing toilets.
Fixing toilets. I had to fix a sink the other day. It was pretty gross. The neighbors had run some what do you call it? Carrot peels through the disposal, and they had clogged up the whole P trap and then the pipe behind that. So I was
Awesome.
digging out all this lovely slime. It was gross.
Potato skins and carrot peelings will get you.
There was rice in there too, by the way. Just it was disgusting.
Hey, you probably could have drank that and got a little buzz off it. Probably good fermented.
You might have got a little something else off of it.
Yeah, you might not wake up from that one. So,
Hey, while we're talking plumbing for a minute, Taco, this was funny. My furnace went out.
yeah,
And I blame the taco pump. It says taco on it.
I saw that. It actually says taco on it.
It wasn't you. It wasn't the pump. Okay. And then I find out from Tin Man last night, he has a taco pump on his boiler. And we were laughing so hard. Taco.
That's funny.
There's a little tidbit.
So,
I did forget a favorite gun, though, before you go on. The Contender.
oh yeah,
44 mag, 357 max, and a 22. I'll probably get more barrels. That is one of my favorites because it's so easy to load for and go out and test. No brass to chase. Yeah, Contender. Pistol.
all right. Well, I'll introduce myself too for the people who haven't seen me before, or some people want to see what I shot last, I guess. But I'm Full.Lead.Taco. I'll start with my favorite food. That's pretty obvious. I love tacos. I like all tacos. When I'm feeling cheap, a Taco Bell, I don't know if those are tacos, but taco trucks, man, those are pretty good. But so yeah, tacos are my favorite food. They have been forever. One of my guns I've shot most recently is I've been working on, I don't know, have you guys seen the video from, I think his name is Rolling Blackouts, where he builds a little bolt action AR-15 300 blackout pistol?
No, but I've seen a lot of people making those now. Companies kind of want one. It's handy.
So this is what I was working on. So I did one kind of like his. This is just kind of a dumb little laser that I picked up at the store on the clearance for like $40. But yeah, this is it was kind of cool. You put it together without the bolt catch right there because you don't need it. And I did mine as a left side charger. So you don't need a buffer tube or buffer spring or buffer. You just use this little Spikes Tactical plug. It's a butt plug. I don't know what you call it.
Jeez, oh man. Good night, everybody.
All right.
But
The
yeah,
toilet.
it goes in the back and it plugs it. So anyways, and I got this, the bolt carrier group. I chopped it in half. You can kind of see right there.
So does the handle go in and lock and out, or do you just
So you just
lock it?
slide it back, and then the back of the BCG hits this plug, and then to go forward, you just close it. And when you close it, it rotates the locking lugs, and so.
Okay, so it locks that way. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was even simpler. You just push it in, that locks your bolt.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's all it is. It's just.
Yeah, don't have to.
So
That's
what I did with this is I got a barrel nut that has it's not very pretty, but I don't care about pretty. And what it allows me to do is just with a wrench I can undo the barrels, pop them off, and then throw on a different barrel. You know, like if I wanted to do 50 Beowulf or something. So and I took a 16-inch carbine length gas barrel and got it cut right there, right below the gas port, and got it threaded. So this is the last gun I fired, just doing some like kind of prototype testing with it and stuff. But yeah, I had a Beowulf from Radical Firearms that just I could never get it to cycle or work very good. So I was about to just chuck the thing in the garbage, but I got this idea to cut it, you know, same thing as the Blackout, and have a bolt action 50 Beowulf pistol. So
what threads are those? That looks fat.
it is fat. It's what is it? It's 49 by 64 by or whatever, 49 64 by 20. So
Wow.
this is the little suppressor adapter that goes to my Bowers First 50 suppressor. So
Okay.
but yeah, that's the gun I shot the last. And then one of my favorite guns, I'll just say, is probably my 500 mag. I love shooting it, and YouTube loves deleting my videos about it, so I gotta keep making more.
It's something about that number 500. I don't know.
Yeah, scary 50 cal revolver with hollow points. I don't know.
Job security, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that's about me. So anyways, what have you guys been doing lately for gun wise?
Buying or playing with?
All of the above.
I've been a good boy, not buying. So next.
Playing with then? What?
You know, there's so much jumping around I want to do. It just depends on what I want to load at the time. So, and the weather right now, but no excuses. I want to get the M1 Grand out, but I want to go down to our little range here where it's flat and I can walk back and forth easy instead of hiking in 2 feet of snow, which is impossible.
Yeah, you have quite a bit more snow than I do over here. My backyard just has like a couple inches in it, but that's it. It snows and then it melts, snows and melts. I think it sticks over where you live.
Yeah, it does. It's doing it right now. Yeah, it's all right. I love it. It's beautiful.
Well, shooting wise, it's not bad to shoot in the snow. It's bad when it's wet. And that's how it's been. Yeah. The place I go is like just muddy because of all the snow that melts. And then it's been raining. And so the ground is just soggy. And then it's got that little drizzle of rain or snow that melts. And so I haven't been out shooting for a bit. I need to get out and do some more shooting. Like fun shooting, like all day shooting. But yeah.
Well, it might freeze. It's freezing up this week. It should be up there. And then you got solid ground to be on.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4 degrees Tuesday night. I know that.
We finally came rolling out of below freezing. We're hanging right about freezing, below freezing in the night, early morning, and then kind of gets up to just a hair above freezing in the day. As long as it doesn't rain, it doesn't get super muddy, but it keeps me. I get to go out and shoot. I can shoot out behind my house, so that's good for me.
So what state are you located in?
I'm in Western Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
So, yep.
But you guys have snow right now. Like, don't you have like a ton?
We just got out of it. I don't know, what was it, 2 weeks ago? We got the polar vortex that came through and dropped about, I don't know, 18 inches of snow, and temperatures got down into the, single digit, or I guess it was minus 25s wind chills. So that kind of stuff.
My sister sent me a little like video clip where she took like it was like a pitcher of hot water and like threw it in the air, and it just turned into like vapor. It was weird.
Mist. Yeah.
Yep.
Should have done that.
Yep.
It looked really cool. She did it in slow motion, but it was just this mist and vapor. It didn't, no ice or anything, just vapor.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep. No,
Jim has a question for you, Taco. Sorry, I interrupted.
Oh, the 357 AR. I need to work on that more. I have so much I need to work on. I actually even got this today in the mail. It's called the 357 Mini Mole. It's one of those Wildcats from what's the site called? I keep thinking Big Dog Tumblers, but that was the same guy, but he used to sell tumblers. MaddogWeapons.com. So this one is actually like a 357 mag, just out of it, but with a 223 case. So just for AR-15 plinking with the 357 Magnum.
Are you taking an actual case you can size, or do you have to buy it unsized?
What do you mean?
A 223 case?
Yeah, so you cut it. You take a 223 case and you cut it, or you could get one of the straight wall 223s from Starline, and you just cut it down, and it's about 357 mag length, and then. Okay. But yeah.
Jim's been, he has the huts for the new 30 Legend or whatever.
Oh, 357 Legend.
Yeah. And that case is a little different, we find out, after all the excitement of, let's just take our casings and form our own, Yeah. So I think that's why he's curious about what you have, and that's why I asked you about that.
Yeah. So Tread in the comments, he was asking if it's new, and this one is new as far as I just got it today, but it's been on the Mad Dog Weapons forums for a while. There's a guy, and his name is like something Mole Man. That's his name, and he designed this one. He just wanted a small hunting cartridge. I think he lives back east, and so he did this one, and then the 357 Max AR, and so yeah. But I'm actually really curious to see how easy it is to load for this. The 357 Max AR is a little bit more tricky because you have to deal with brass, like thickness at the mouth and stuff. And some of the converting is not as fun as I thought it would be. But yeah, it's not like a Blackout, 300 Blackout, or like a Wolverine, 277 Wolverine, where you can just run it through the die, chop the case, run it through the die, and then you're done.
Yeah.
But this one might be. I just have to check. Cut trim, and then load up some 357 bullets. But I think with all the 357 mag bullets, like bullet molds I have, this would be a really fun one just for plinking in the AR. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know if it works or not for me. But
yeah, that's what he's after. He's looking for using his 38 357 bullets in an AR. Easy brass. We're kind of all looking for that, actually.
yeah,
So you got to keep us posted on that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about is the brass thickness when I cut it. If the chamber for this was built to account for that 223 thicker brass, and or if I'll need to turn it. Yeah. I don't like turning brass. It's not fun. So, but yeah, if it works, then this might be like a really cool go-to for, plinking with 357 mag bullets. But I have that other one, the 357 or 358 Yeti, and I've got some bullets, some jacketed bullets that are coming. And I think I'm going to try and push those. I think they're 180 grain bullets, and I'm going to push them to some of the guys were saying in the AR-15, they're pushing them like 2,600 feet per second, 27.
Wow.
That's fast for an AR-15, like not AR-10, but AR-15. So, yeah. I mean, I have some 200 grain ones that I think I can push to 2,400, and that's still pretty dang fast for an AR-15 too. But when I do the video, I'll have to take some pictures of the bolt that they use. It's almost like they use the AR-10 style bolt and barrel extension, but in a AR-15. So they've got that thicker wall like a 223 bolt, but it's just open more.
Yeah.
So that's why you can get. Yeah, that's why you can get the like the max PSI is like 56,000. So that's pretty nuts for a big fat bullet in a regular AR-15. But yeah, that's one I got to play with. I got bullets coming, and I just got to get out. It's hard to get motivated with all the like drizzly weather outside, though.
No drizzling here, just white stuff, which is fun. I left the rain country, so I'm happy. But I do want to say I like the name. It's almost worth getting one just for the name Yeti.
Yeah. Oh, and that was the other thing I got in the mail today. With the mini mole barrel, he made this. See if you can see it. Cameras can't focus on it. It's one of these slotted case gauges. I asked him if he could make me a Yeti slotted case gauge, and he said yeah, and he did it. And then afterwards, he says that was the last one he's going to do because it's so much work. So I have one of the only or one of the few 358 Yeti case gauges.
Cool.
But he actually made it out of a barrel stub or whatever you want to call it. So it was an actual piece of barrel that he used, and then ran the reamer in through it and stuff. But yeah, so lots of stuff I need to sit down and play with and get loads figured out for.
You got so many weird calibers. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, well, it keeps me entertained. I have a hard time going to sleep at night sometimes, and so I just think of ideas and then browse. It's really bad if you start browsing Wildcat forums.
I was just going to say, what weird caliber can I find next?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that sound like a really good idea when it's late at night, and it's really bad when your credit card information is saved on your phone and you can like click order without typing in any information. So, but yeah, it is bad. It is bad. So,
bad.
anyways,
Okay, so wanted you to make sure you mention the giveaway on the reloader press, the reloading press, I think.
yeah, go for it. I
I don't
haven't
know
watched the
anything
video,
about
so I
it.
don't have all the details.
I don't know anything about it. I'm
Well,
just
so-
trying to monitor the side here.
Yeah, so Crazy Scotsman posted put a post up on the Reloaders Network. That would be the best place to go and find it, I reckon. Let me see if I can find it as well and post it in the side chat. But bottom line is, if you're a member of the Reloaders Network and you post a comment that says "I want in," you get in. If you have a channel and you do a video response to it and post that link, you get a couple more chances. And I think there's something else, a couple more chances if you tag the Reloaders Network on Instagram. Definitely don't quote me on that. Certainly go check it out for your own. But
So what press is it?
it's a Lee 50th anniversary kit, I believe. So it's it's a whole kit basically. If you're looking to start getting in or need an extra kit or something like that.
That's cool. That'd be great for, I guess, anyone to even having a spare one or one to give away or something. That's cool.
Yeah. There's a couple of us who are thinking maybe pay it forward type thing, but
yeah, that'd definitely be awesome. So everyone should go check it out. TheReloadersNetwork.com. Try and win a free reloading press. That's cool.
Yeah, like Chico said, a subscriber to his channel donated it for a prize, I guess.
Oh, that's even that's even cooler. It's always awesome when people do that kind of stuff.
That was Chico. To Chico's.
Chico said it. He said it in the side chat. The Scotsman didn't say who in particular. He just said a subscriber.
Okay.
So I'm sticking the link in the side chat. So if you want to go take a look at that post, watch that video. Obviously not right at this moment, but whenever you get a moment. This is just too entertaining to go and watch something else. Hey, Mitch, if you're on the side chat, can you just kind of post something and say hi? That'll put a link. Your name will show up, and that'll put a link, and we should all be able to get to your channel if you do that.
Oh, okay. Shoot, I usually have that open.
Because there's a lot of questions going around. Everybody wants to jump onto your channel and subscribe and see what you got going on. So.
Oh, there's not a lot there. Well, I don't have any. The YouTube channel I just started to like that. Yeah, you have to get into Slack, right?
No. It's just on the side chat itself of the live chat.
Oh.
Or
okay. I guess I have to get. Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, in the chat.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If you get a second, just say hi or post something. And even if you don't have any videos posted, we'll certainly be poised whenever you do start putting stuff up there that we can jump on it. So.
I'm trying to think. I clicked that chat button, but I don't see where I can do anything with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get it sorted out at some point.
Group chat, it says, but I don't know how to add stuff to it.
I would have been disconnected by now trying that.
The live chat would have ended.
Huh.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, here it's way down below. Okay, I have to get my keyboards right on my computer. So, you're looking for my YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The only way I know how to do it, and
if you just type something in the live chat, we can click on your name there and just be able to shoot over to your YouTube right from there.
Yep.
You can just type hi or hey or anything.
Oh. I'll try that.
Oh,
I need some
you're putting it in the live chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you do you have the Full.Lead.Taco's channel up at all for the actual live chat that's being streamed on YouTube?
Oh.
That's probably what you're missing there.
Yeah, when I called in, it just came up this way. So.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're putting it on the Google Hangout. We'll do some searching on the side and see if we can't find something. Although if you don't have any content yet, I don't know if we'll be able to find you.
Yeah, I don't really have anything yet for. I say my sound was so bad that I didn't want to post something that was really pretty honky.
It's a process. It's
That's half my videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say we all start somewhere. Some of us there's only one place to go but up.
Well, even when YouTube deletes my videos, then I've been going back to re-upload them or re-edit them, and I look back at some of those and I'm like, oh man, my videos have gotten better over time.
Yeah. Maybe I just leave this one
It's
off.
best not to watch it. Just upload it.
Yeah, I don't want to do something that was really bad. Actually, I'm on Full.Lead.Taco's site, but I don't see anything that's current. There's just stuff I can click on, but it's the old stuff he's posted.
They're all deleted now, Taco.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
There's nothing there.
Try putting some of yours under comedy and see what happens, because that's where mine are. Just accidentally, I left it on comedy, and I've never been notified or lost any. I don't think. I don't know.
Let me see if I can post it here, Mitch. If I can put something in the Google chat. There, I just put see if you can click on that link that came through the live chat. See if you can get there.
Oh, well, something just came up here. This is live chat podcast. I see that video. It's up there.
That's what you want to click. Make sure you mute the video because it'll be a delay because you'll actually be watching what they're watching as well. Nothing like some tech support on the live chat.
Yeah, I'm getting the beginning of his. Yeah.
So here's a question for you, all you pistol reloaders, pistol brass people.
Okay, let me try this.
I am also one of the pistol calibers that I currently reload for is the 327 Federal Magnum, and of course you can shoot 32 Smith & Wesson long out of that. And some of the stuff that I got that I've shot in the past and have brass for is wad cutters, and they have what looks to be on the brass a cantilever ring down near the bottom. You following me on that, anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special about that brass, or does it?
I think this 9mm I got in my hand has got that cantilever ring. If it can focus, I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of focuses. So that's nothing to worry about, right? You can just load that up with regular.
Load it like normal.
Okay,
yep.
Just checking.
Just stuff it.
I thought it was like that, but I figured if anybody knew, it would be you guys. So
I had that same question actually when I started loading 9.
Yep. There's a fun little caliber, 327 Federal Magnum.
Yeah, that's one revolver cartridge I haven't dived into yet, but it's on my long list. I'll get it someday, but I got to get a matching lever gun when I do.
Yes, that's exactly what I'd like to do as well. It was kind of a funny story behind that one because I actually got that for my wife, and we were at the gun store, and I thought it was a 357. It's a little a little revolver. I think maybe a 3-inch barrel, little snub nose, and she was looking. She fell in love with it.
Which model did you get?
It's a Taurus, and I don't know the model offhand. But yeah, she fell in love with it, and I thought it was a 357 because it was right beside the 357s, and it was the only 327 that they had. So she was looking at it. She's like, "Oh, this is great! You know, stainless steel, beautiful, beautiful little revolver." And what was funny is when she was doing the paperwork, I actually went and bought a box of 38 special wad cutters because I didn't want to get her the Magnum bullets, you know, to start out with. And she got it, and I'm looking at them like, oh crap, this isn't even what is this? I'd never even heard of it until I looked at it. So,
no, that's a cool cartridge, the 327. I've been looking at the single sevens by Ruger.
Yep.
Those look pretty nice. And I think the only one who makes a lever gun right now is Henry, isn't it?
I think you're right. And that's relatively new as well. I think it came out maybe last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I like it because you can shoot the variety of cartridges in it. My wife doesn't like the 327 souped up, but I do. And then, of course, you can shoot the 32 Smith & Wesson long. So
do you do any casting also?
I do. No, not yet. That's something that I would like to do. I haven't gotten into it yet, but someday, you know, I can only do so much.
So check this one out. This is a bullet for the 32 or 327. I call it my Lego bullets.
I was going to say, it looks like something I step on when the kids drop.
Yeah, so when I've actually used this in my 300 Blackout. I just size it down, and I seat it to right there, so it looks like the little neck of the Lego head is showing. And then I'll have my kids take the little Sharpie pens and draw Lego faces on them. And then we have these little pew 300 Blackout like Lego head loads that they enjoy shooting. And it's one of those things that it's fun and funny, but it actually works pretty good, this little bullet. But yeah, it's a 327 bullet, I believe.
Yeah. Apparently a Lego head will fit inside a 10mm, they say. So 40 cal.
Yeah, I've seen there's a video or a few of them on YouTube where a guy is shooting it through through water bottles and stuff. But yeah, I've thought about putting, you know, like drilling out the Lego head a little bit more and putting a little bit of lead in there so it's a little bit heavier, and then sending those through a 10 mil or like a 40 cal or something. But you know, just time.
Yeah. What's that?
So Vanessa Kitty says, cool, can I buy a signed one, Taco? Like a signed Lego head bullet? I think that's what she's referring to. So maybe I'll have to do a giveaway, a Taco giveaway of some Lego head bullets or something.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, they're 327 caliber. I'd go for that. I could load them up.
Actually, contact me after the live chat, and I'll see if I think these are all sized already, so they wouldn't work for you. But I might be able to cast you up a few and send them to you.
Cool.
She wants one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to arrange that too, Vanessa.
You have a Lego shipping box, leftover box of Legos, the little ones, you know? That'd be cool. Be classy. Good presentation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep it classy. Keep it classy.
That's right. Taco. Classy. I should talk.
That's us. Class.
So Uncle Jim, did you get your stuff all fixed up? Like your boiler and everything?
Yeah. Finally. Yeah. So that's good. Now. And I have an extra pump that says Taco. I was going to cut if it didn't work, I was going to cut the back off and hang it in the reloading room and highlight the Taco.
Oh, man.
A Taco, and I said, no, it's Taco. The first I called it a Taco. Almost booted him out of the house for that. Yep. So, but now the pump works, so I guess I'll keep it as an extra. I don't know.
So what did you have to do to fix it?
It's like a computer in your car, a digital thing the size of your cell phone that runs the brain that runs all your pumps and how everything's work. It's just like in a new car. Terrible. I told him if he could just put a timer on there. I was getting used to just hitting the switch on and off. We had it hot wired. So it was literally hot wired, and then I'd go down and turn it on and turn it off when I wanted to eat. And yeah, I told him, could I just have a timer? No, we need everything that, it was built that way. So I don't know if Tin Man has a digital readout on his.
For like your temperature and all that?
Yeah, do you have a panel? And
Yeah.
you can take the cover off the box. You might have one in there. You'll go, don't!
I probably do. I've only taken that panel off once, and I don't want to mess around with it. It's expensive.
It's 18 years old, so things are going to happen. 18, something like that when the house was built.
Okay, so Levi Weaver is asking if any of us have ever had to deal with the Vortex warranty, and I will say yes, I have. I got my latest rangefinder is, I think it's a Ranger 1500, and I got that out of the box and it was dead, and it was so sad because it was a Christmas present. So I ended up calling them and they sent me I shipped it back and they sent me a new one, brand new one. And then I rattled a little Strike Fire, the first gen, to pieces, the little power button. And I sent that back to them. They sent me a brand new one. So I've only had good experiences with Vortex warranty. Like, it's pretty much no BS. They'll fix it or replace it for free. So that's good. It's been good for me. But have you guys had any experiences?
I haven't had anything Vortex.
Yep, me neither.
Mm-hmm. Aim point. Yeah, surplus stuff. But, I've been meaning to try a scope. It'd be a scope, not a dot. Yeah.
Yeah, the Vortex stuff is, I don't know. I've had good luck with it for the most part. Just the two electronic things that had issues. Oh wait, no, I did break one of them on a Beowulf. I took one of their crossfire scopes, like the Chinese made ones, and I rattled that one to pieces on a Beowulf. And the little
I rattle it.
Yeah, the lens starts spinning like that. Yeah. I did that, but they replaced it for free. So
that's cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I think if you run over it with your truck, they'll still replace it. It's like no questions asked warranty.
Yeah, kind of like a loophole or something.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend who used to go to all the old. He used to go to the pawn shops. And he'd find all the old or broken loophole scopes, and then he'd buy them for like $5, $10 because they're broken and old or whatever. And then he'd send them in and get like a brand new model from like
a lot of shops are onto that. They don't even hit the glass.
I think that's you can't do that anymore because the pawn shops are too up on that warranty stuff now, so they'll send it in and then they'll sell the new one.
Yeah. Send them one with a bullet hole through the glass. No explanation. Just say, "Can I get a new one?"
They'll do it. Vortex will, because I don't know.
Yeah, it's like what's funny is Zippo lighters. If you have just a piece of it, you can send it in. They'll rebuild it or give you a new one.
Yep.
So pawn shops, you'll see a lot of just parts of them and everything. They're, you know, just broken all the, and they'll replace them. That's pretty
cool.
good. Something that only costs $10 or whatever. Yeah. Or $20 brand new at the most.
I used to do it with some like tools, like craftsman tools. Pawn shops, you go and then you talk them down on the price because it's broken. You know, the screwdriver tips were, you know, kind of ground down and stuff. And yeah, it's. I think all the people know all the tricks now, so you have to find new tricks. But
yeah, we buy tools just for good quality tools at a cheap price. You know, at the thrift stores and places, Snap-on, Craftsman, things like that. Instead of, you know, trying to buy new or some Chinese ones, you can get same price or cheaper for a really good, you know, set with a few missing. Who cares? They pile up in them eventually, but that's the way to go on the tools.
So Vanessa is asking a question about, would an EOTech hold up on a 629? That's quite a large optic to put on a 629. EOTechs are kind of bulky, but I would think that it would hold up. I have 3 EOTechs and I've had really good luck with them. So
an aim point will, Kitty.
But the EOTech doesn't have that, you know, stress-free warranty though, that, you know, like a Vortex has. And Vortex is one of the only companies that guarantees their electronic sights for life. So
that's a good plus. Yeah.
But aim points, you know, everybody knows that they last forever, and so they have that going for them. I don't know anyone who's actually had to send an aim point in.
And the, what is it called? The Ultra Dot. It's been around a long time. People have put them on revolvers forever. It's about this long, you know, about like that. That's what they used to use. They still make them today. They must be good because they have a good reputation. And that you're only looking at like $200, Kitty, or something like that, $250.
Yeah. So the Ultra Dot, I put one of those on my BFR, and then I moved it over to my BFR in 4570, and then also moved it over to my Desert Eagle. So it's a very relatively inexpensive optic for the Magnum handguns and stuff. I wouldn't hesitate to trust the Ultra Dot.
No washing machine with you?
Yeah, no spinning loose. So
okay, cool.
Yeah,
good to know.
Buffalo BP would like to know if anybody had experience loading 405 Winchester. I do not.
I'm just a boring guy with simple calibers. Boring.
Yeah, I've not I haven't reloaded for that either.
Yep. They're stumping us tonight.
Yeah. Someone was asking about 10 millimeters in 1911s. Have any of you guys shot a 10 millimeter in a 1911?
Yes, I've owned a lot of them, and before Kimber even made a 10 millimeter, I had a 40 that was ringed a 10 millimeter, and then they came out with the 10. That's on the Kimber. And then a one that I wish I kept just for, it's kind of like your high point. I had the Javelina or Javelina, and that had a slide this long. It's just ridiculously a long slide. I don't know if you remember those.
Huh. What did you do with it?
I sold it to someone I knew to buy something else. I did that a lot. But that was really funny because you had a slide this long. I forget what the length is, but usually a long slide in 1911 is what, 6 inches? So this was 7 or longer. And when you shot it with full uploads, it was nothing because it used the same recoil spring because the underneath the hood or whatever you want to. What is that? Anyway, underneath was just solid, and it was big like that, so you could use a regular recoil spring. It was neat.
Nice.
But it was early stainless, and they could gall, so you made sure you greased it and took care of it and everything. But my favorite was the Dan Wesson Bobtail Commander, so 4 1/4 inch with the bobtail grip.
Yep.
Yeah, I had one of the early ones of those before CZ, and that was my favorite because you could carry it. It shot like an Ed Brown. Because my uncle had a bunch of Ed Browns and we'd compare them. Reliable, little snappier, but that was my favorite.
And did you have any issues with like the high pressure and beating them to, beating the slide up and the action?
No, it's your recoil spring, and then another trick is the plate. You can do a plate on the back for your firing pin. And that's kind of like, how do I describe it? It slows, the hammer helps slow it down a little bit. It's just a little added little trick. There's some little tweaks you can do. And I still have that. I do have extra parts that for that gun, but I should have hung on to that gun. Gosh darn it. Sold it to a buddy again to buy something else. That's one I should have kept. Never, ever. So the 1911s are good. They'll be more snappier than a Glock, full-size Glock, just because of the steel and I don't know, you just get a little more shock. I've had the Smith & Wessons, the other kinds, but the 1911s have the cool factor. They're slim and they're just, yeah.
You feel like you're holding on to a piece of history, or just they have that air about them, like you say. They're just
John Browning fits your hand perfect. I just like them. Yeah, I just like them.
Yep. That would be an interesting discussion topic. What's the gun that got away that you wish you still had?
Well, that's one of them. For sure.
I had one of my first pistols. Well, actually, it was the first pistol I bought. Was a real Colt 1911. It was just black matte finish, not anything special, but it was the first pistol I bought, and I really liked it. And I, like you say, I love the 1911s. Just always have had a thing for them. And I remember when I got rid of it, and then I wish I never did. It was a Colt. It was a Colt.
Ah, that's too bad, man.
What's yours, Taco? No, I mean the one
the gun that got away.
I think he was getting that one whenever we were talking about the gun that got away.
You guys are talking about 1911s, and then you said, "Where's yours?" And so I pulled out my. This is one of my newer acquisitions. Also, it's an old gun. It's one of the LAR Grizzlies, LAR Grizzlies.
I was going to say a bear, yeah. You got is that now, how's that attached? Is that just bushing or screwed on, the muzzle brake?
It's part of the bushing.
It's the bushing, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that one is in 45 Win Mag, so I'm going to be, that's another one of those cartridges I got to, get going on one of these days. I got the brass from Starline. I just need to do it. We have a couple chats they're asking questions. Chico, if you're listening, people want you to introduce yourself. You gotta say your a gun you shot most recently and one of your most recent favorite guns. That's because everyone loves all their guns, but and then also your favorite food, and then a little bit about your channel.
Definitely. Thanks for having me, guys. Sorry I'm late. I had to feed my son. So a gun that I recently shot, I shoot it fairly often, is actually my son's Ruger 1022. I enjoy shooting it because it's cheap to shoot, and I can shoot a lot of it without having to worry about ammo. But probably my favorite gun to shoot right now is my CZ PO7. I'm enjoying shooting that. I like the trigger on that thing. My favorite food to eat is Italian food. So I like pasta a lot. Chicken piccata to be exact. And a little bit of
What?
about
Chicken
chicken
We
piccata.
got that.
I think you
piccata.
need to tell us what that is. I don't even know.
Piccata.
Yeah, so it's like pasta with it's either skillet chicken or it can be sauteed chicken with capers and lemon sauce, and you can get it pretty much at any Italian place that sells pasta. Chicken piccata, good. And a little bit about my channel, you guys know I am a recently new reloader. I just started in July. And I got bit with the bug, so I'm a caster. I've been sourcing lead thanks to all my reloaders out here that push me in that direction. I do a little deal seeking, and I do a little family stuff and some gardening on my channel also. So
Gardening
eggplant, tomatoes.
You have gardening on your channel?
Somewhere back there.
I haven't gone back far enough. I gotta see that now.
Eggplants, big eggplants, yeah. So thanks for having me, guys. Sorry I'm late.
So do you grow the purple kind, like the Japanese kind, or do you do the white ones?
I do the purple one, which is your traditional, the ones you'll find in a grocery store. To my knowledge, the Japanese ones, eggplant, are the thin ones. They almost look like cucumbers.
Yeah, they're like purple and they're skinny.
Yes. I do the traditional, the big fat ones you normally see in a grocery store.
So are those for eggplant parmesan or are those for targets?
Yeah. Eggplant parmesan, exactly, man. We do a lot of vegetables, especially my son. He loves vegetables. So I figured I'd grow some, which is a lot healthier than buying commercially bought stuff.
True statement.
You grow your own targets.
Yeah,
right.
you know, that'll work too.
Yeah, sometimes you know the zucchini thing, right? Like you plant a couple zucchini plants, and then all of a sudden you find the one that like you forget to pick them like a day or two, and then you got like this one that's 3 feet long, and so sometimes I'll take those out. The kids like blowing those up.
You think of everything as targets.
Everything is a target, you know.
It's amazing they don't starve to death at Taco's house.
Yeah. Hey, so how many like corn tortillas do you think it would take to stop a bullet?
A lot.
I have a pack of them that are really old in the fridge. I've been eyeing for a while. Yeah.
Like I'm wondering, you know, say like a 9mm, like do they stop it like well, I guess probably paper plates stop a lot better, but I'm curious if like how many taco shells corn tortillas it'd take.
Depends on how long you leave them in the cupboard. You leave them in the cupboard long enough, it'll only take one.
You're gonna have to let us know. You got your small packs and then your jumbo long packs. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And I would guess like 3 of them, maybe. Like I don't know, 9mm hollow point.
Yeah, I would feel too bad about shooting that though. I have a hard time shooting food that's edible.
Well,
but
just put a plate underneath them, and then you've got plenty of tortilla chips for the next time you need to make, you know, Super Bowl party or whatever. Just, you know, gather them up and don't mind the little pieces of lead in them. Just spit those out, kind of like whenever you're going waterfowl hunting and you.
Do it like this. Have some melted cheese in a pot. Shoot them right over, and you got nachos on the melted pot. That's a taco video.
It's good.
That's a taco vid if I ever saw it. And then you got to hit it with something huge, weird caliber that nobody has.
Maybe the Yeti. Do the 358 Yeti.
And hit the bottle of hot sauce at the same time. Don't forget that.
Make sure it's not your lead casting pot.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I could shoot a bunch of like taco shells or tortillas, but maybe I'll go to the store and see if they have like the ones that they throw out and ask them if I could like buy them for, I don't know, quarter of the price or something. Then I won't feel as bad.
Let's go dumpster diving. Have you know that?
It's for targets, man. It's for targets.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of this was years ago, but I had a friend who worked at the local grocery store as a butcher, and he gave me a call this one time. He says, "Bring your car over to the store right now. There's a bunch of like Shasta root beer that is like recalled, and so we're supposed to just throw it out in the dumpster." And so they're throwing all this 2-liter bottle of Shasta in the dumpster. And so I hopped in my car, I drove over, and we were loading like, I don't know, we filled up my car. My car was like weighed down. The tires they looked like they're flat. But those were the funnest targets. 2-liter bottles of Shasta root beer. And then afterwards, it smelled so good out there. It smelled like this vanilla root beer smell, and it was great. It was great.
For about 2 days.
Yeah, probably. But anything can be a target.
That's right. And anything that goes pop when you hits it makes it even more fun.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Sometime we were talking 10. We got to talk about your upper. I want to hear about that.
The 10 millimeter upper?
Yeah, you said direct impingement. So it's not a piston, it's direct impingement?
Yeah, so let me see.
Okay. For the recoil. Yeah.
This is the upper, and I can't remember. I think it was a 12.5-inch barrel or something. But I wonder if I can. I don't know if I have the right Allen wrench for this hand. Oh, this hand guard. So maybe I can. Yeah. So I'll show you how short the gas system is. It's pretty insane, like how short it is. But this guy, Ron Williams, it's rmwextreme.com. He makes these pistol caliber gas impingement or direct impingement AR-15 uppers. And he does, some of them will use standard gas lengths, but like I think 45 ACP, I think that one uses a custom length. And the 10 millimeter, so you can see the gas block is right here. The gas tube is just what, 2 inches? But
it's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, huh? Short direct impingement gas system.
Yeah, I wonder if it gets a lot hotter, like if you were really rapid firing or dumping a lot. I mean, I wouldn't be, but not with 10 millimeter. It's too expensive.
Yeah, who goes out and does mag dumps with 10 millimeter, you know?
But I'm just wondering because you only have that much tube that gets hot, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to do a 10 millimeter mag dump and then touch it and see how hot it is.
That just sounds like a really bad idea, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Now you'll have to do more cleaning because it's direct impingement. So you give that up for the recoil. Yeah.
Yes. I just thought it was cool to do a non-blowback 10 millimeter.
Yeah. And that would be a good pistol cartridge to do if you were trying to tame it a little. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, barrel's threaded, so I'll throw a suppressor on there.
And of course, you're not going to just stop at 200 grain. You'll come up with some monster 250 grain, 300 grain, 10 millimeter load.
Oh, geez.
With this much bullet and that much casing, some special powder that you can do that. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that 458 SOCOM 600 grain bullet. I think that is about max. Like, oh, man. And the funny part about it was I wasn't even the one who wanted it. there was some guy who was like, "Hey, can you draw up a bullet that's 600 grains because everyone else is shooting a 500 grain, and you know, everyone wants to be like one bigger, right?" So
Well, yeah, that's a personal issue, but yes.
yeah. So, anyways, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll draw it up, and then I, drew up the design. And when I was looking at it, I was doing some measurements and stuff. I'm like, man, there's not very much room for powder in there, but got a load that puts the velocity where I wanted it, and I just don't think I'm going to shoot a ton of those because, well, a ton weight wise, yeah, it doesn't take much for a ton when you're casting them at 600 grains, but yeah, it's, that empties your pot pretty fast. 600 grain bullets.
I
40
think
bullets
my
per pod.
reply to that video was, I want to know where you shoot so we can go mining.
Yeah.
Easy Easter egg hunt right there.
Yeah, for sure, man. Sometimes I'll pick up the little lead splats, but I tell you, those bullets, when you hit the steel, they splat pretty good.
Yeah, if they're hard, yeah, I noticed that. You go looking for bullets and you just have all this little tiny
little flat ones.
Yeah, I noticed that. A lot of people say cast soft for your slower stuff just for that reason, so you can pick it up again. But
yeah,
that's about it.
But even how long ago? It was like a year ago or so. I did that 12-inch. I think it was a 12-inch 4570 with the subsonic 500 grain pointy bullets, and we were lobbing them out to maybe 350 yards, maybe 400. And I found some of the bullets, but they were still at that distance. Even shooting them subsonic, it was just a little splat of a thing. And like coin shaped.
They were they weren't going that fast by the time they got there. Huh.
You could even, maybe that was on when I was using the same load, but with my sharps, and I caught the bullets in slow motion as they're falling down and hitting the steel. And so even at that slow speed where you can see the bullet with the camera, they still just splat like, I don't know.
I thought about a really thick tire tread or something to put over the steel to just kind of soften that grenade effect when it hits, but I don't know if that'll do it either. I don't know.
Oh, I think there was a guy who did a tire around it, and so when you hit the steel, then the lead caught in the tire.
He's got it in the middle, and then he went to 2 tires. That's a good idea, but you still vaporize so much, that I'm just thinking of something you can hit it with that softens the blow. You won't hear the ting, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I love that sound, man. That's like so gratifying when you shoot, especially the farther you get out. You pull the trigger, you wait a second, and then you hear that ting. That's always awesome. Georgia Boy says rubber bed mat. So a rubber bed mat. maybe to slow it down or something.
I don't know. You'd think you'd need some layers, and then it'll get all chewed up, and it'd be shot up after a day. I don't know.
He also says truck mat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's good because I didn't want to pull the rubber mat off my bed.
Yeah, parking lots will be missing wheel weights and truck mats.
That's where Uncle Jim gets his lead. He walks around with some pliers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the guts, but I do look for them on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, I may have been seen running through the street and grabbing a couple off the street,
Oh, yeah.
Chico did a video of him doing that.
Who almost got killed? Was that Chico? Someone almost got killed, and then it turned out to be Zinc.
Yep.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Hey, I figured
it's
it
so
make for a
funny.
good video.
Well, you
That
can
was
always
your
send
thing, though.
you
Yeah.
can always
Yeah,
send
it
your
was.
zinc over to what's his name? Willie.
Kenny or
Really?
Willie.
Yeah, Kenny or Willie. They'll make some bullets out of it. I actually want to do some testing with that. Did you guys see Kenny's video where he's shooting like through steel plates with I think it's with his 9mm? Was it his 9mm?
I don't remember.
What's that? I was reading it.
Yeah, so Kenny has a video where he's like shooting through, like it's not hardened steel, but he's still shooting through like a steel
Oh,
plate
yeah.
with
With
was it his
zinc.
9mm or is that 357?
Probably
I
gonna be
can't
9
remember.
mil.
I thought it was 9mm because he was getting 9mm to clock at some ridiculous speed. Where is Kenny?
I'm
Yeah,
sure it's in
Kenny.
this something.
Yeah, we got Andy in the side chat. He casts zinc, and I follow a lot of his videos. Andy 79 Z28. He cast a lot of zinc.
He's the one who shot Willie that electric pot for casting zinc.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah, that was really nice of him. That is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it already had it in there. He just had to turn on, plug it in, boom.
Yeah,
He's
a
doing
full
it.
pot. That was a good deal.
Yep.
So
Way to go.
when you're doing the zinc casting, do you have to ladle pour, or
Yep.
is there a bottom pour electric pot that can handle the higher temperatures?
It would have to be like a steel, hard cast steel.
Right, cast iron,
or
bottom
something.
pour, yeah.
Heat ladle pours and then steel molds. You got to use the steel molds. And also, what was he talking about for the? There was another trick he was using. It wasn't the sprues. You definitely wouldn't want to let your spruce cool too fast.
Oh,
Yeah, that mold's got to be red hot,
But
or maybe not red hot, but
it doesn't seem to have a problem. I think the heat retains long enough where you can sit there and talk because you talk on a video. And I'm like, hit that plate.
well,
It
the other
came
thing
right
is,
up.
I wonder if like the 2-cavity molds are easier to use because you're not having to cut, say like 4 or 5 or 6
Six of them, yeah.
at the same time with that, because zinc's harder. Andy 79Z28, he says he does a ladle pour with the zinc bullets.
Yeah.
So, and I think you have to have steel molds, right?
Yep.
Because aluminum,
Steel molds, and it looks really easy, and you don't have to powder coat them or lube them or anything. You're done. It's jacketed already. know, sizing's a bear. This is just from what I've been, watching.
Oh yeah,
So
sizing would be pretty
if you
tough.
if you're over, your mold is oversized too much, more than 2 thou or whatever. Yeah. So it looks neat. I'm intrigued by it, but I'd need a huge mold to make a big bullet way decent. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
so
But it'd be crazy to get some of those, say for example, like a longer 300 blackout style bullet, but load it in the 30-06, and then find the right powder that can push that thing out like crazy.
Take a 240 grain or 260 grain 300 blackout mold or whatever. Do it in 300 blackout, and by the time a 240 grain, it would be 150 grain or 60 grain. So that's fine. And then you got a big tumbling bullet, and do high vel with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be nasty. That'd be nasty when it hit.
So 76 Highboy is asking if zinc is hard on barrels. And
the zinc guys say no because it's still soft enough. It's
softer than copper, right? So
your steel jacket you shoot on, on some guns, and So think about steel jacket.
The other question is so if you cast zinc, do you still want to cast like a thousandths over bore diameter? or do you try and like? Does it?
You would probably, I don't know what they do, but I wouldn't go too much because the pressure, it's harder. The
Yeah.
pressure.
I'd probably try to keep that around the same size as jacketed diameter.
I would look at it as a jacketed bullet,
Yeah.
because the jacketed is super soft inside. The lead that's in a jacketed bullet is really soft. So yeah, you'd probably keep it just like your store-bought jacketed bullets, or just maybe the slightest hair. But the zinc guys are the ones that maybe he can answer the question.
And he's got some videos he's saying he does about casting zinc. Have to go check those out.
Yeah. I need to.
I wonder how far over he goes. And if I was doing zinc, I'd really check all my barrels what they slug to, because if you got too fat on one of them,
Ooh.
and overpressured it, with a good charge, that'd be something to worry about. I'll be back in a minute.
So
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, go ahead, Chico.
Sorry, big man. I was responding to I seen Andy said in the side chat. He said he wished they made load data for zinc. So that's all I wanted to say. Sorry.
No. I was just going to ask a dumb question, because as a non-caster, well, you're sorry. There are no dumb questions, only dumb people. So why not just cast with zinc? Is it because of the temperature as opposed to lead, or what? Why not just cast with zinc?
So I do know some downsides for casting with zinc. One, it's not as available as lead, and as cheap. But I guess with some of the tire shops using zinc, maybe that's not as true anymore. But aluminum molds, they're made for, so with aluminum and brass molds, you can't use zinc in those because you have to bring the temperature up too high.
Yep.
So you'd have to use steel. So for example, with my collection of bullet molds, I have 0 that I can use with zinc. So
yeah, fair.
I'd have to, but yeah. But also the load data is, there's so many years worth of load data for lead bullets, because that's what we've been using for forever. And zinc is a little bit, you'll have like a huge bullet and it weighs like half as much as lead or something. So load data is trickier, especially for weird stuff.
Right.
Trying to get Kenny to hop on here. He can tell us a lot about it.
Okay. Well, when you guys were talking about the pressure and all that other stuff with it being different than lead, so it certainly adds the caveat to it.
MCK makes a good point too. If a lot of folks started using zinc, you'd ruin a lot of guys' day that took a range scrap home.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's 243 outdoor set out of 500 pounds of wheel weight. He got 400 pounds of zinc. So,
well, that's okay. So I misspoke when I said that it's harder to find, but for me, it's harder to find in large quantities because I have some like hookups with lead. So, yeah, it's easy for me to find lead, but not zinc. But I guess if I tried looking for it, maybe that would be different. I could find it if I looked for it.
Yeah, my shop has completely phased out lead wheel weights, so I'm excited when I find lead. And down here in Georgia, we started phasing out like 2009, 2010. So little by little, automotive industry started getting the lead wheel weights. They stopped getting it and going more with the alternative, basically. But we are not on the restricted states list. There's like 11 states that's restricted from using lead wheel weights. Hey, so Eagle Eye's on. Are you driving right now, Eagle Eye?
I think the steering wheel said yeah. I mean,
you guys want me to zinc, sir?
Yeah, the Zinc Man.
So what's the? I heard there's always a dilemma. Everybody thinks that zinc is too hard to corrode your barrel. Two things about it: if you shoot a hot load and it's over, 2,000 some FPS, of course the gases and stuff can cause erosion on your throat. That's where the erosion and barrel wear is going to happen. But the alloy itself is, I think, roughly 300 and something BHN, which is still softer than a solid copper bullet. So that theory is a negatron on that one. The bullet itself, made in zinc, will not damage your barrel.
You're saying zinc's about 30 BHN?
I think he said 300.
Yeah, it's like 300 or 200, something like that. I just know it's less than copper. And then zinc, wheel weights that we're using is a zinc alloy, so it's not a straight zinc, like you're thinking a straight zinc wheel weight or zinc bullet. So the other alloys in it actually make it a little bit softer and more malleable. Now, if anybody has a 10 millimeter op, you can buy Buffalo Outdoors. They make a 10 millimeter zinc bullet that you can try for yourself. It's a commercial made zinc bullet.
Now, was that on Midway? Because you sent a link to me like a while back.
I don't remember. I believe it's in Buffalo Outdoors. Maybe going to a little deck slide.
Okay, so Eagle Eye, do you have a second to introduce yourself? For the introductions, you got to say what gun you've shot most recently and what one of your favorite most recent shot guns are, and then your favorite food.
And you have to do a little dance too, but that might be hard for you.
I can do a little hand dance. Yeah. We gonna move on?
That'll work.
Cool. Actually, today I shot the Mossberg 100 ACR using Hajan 4895 and a 108 grain Gosler bullet, and got a pretty good load out of it. I'm doing a jump test. My favorite food, I'm gonna go with Tin Man. American burger, cheeseburger, in and out, baby. In and out, baby. Like American cheeseburger, some good stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then tell us what you're working on your channel lately or coming up.
Honestly, I'm kind of random, but I've been doing a lot of rifle, long-range shooting, precision bow development. What I got coming up, honestly, I can't really plan for it. I kind of just wing it, I usually do a lot of long-range shooting, and I do want to get back to the cast. So I have that 6x45, 6mm 223 Remington, which is pretty cool. So I got cast bullets from James Pollard. Thank you. And I hope to, see what I can do with that, as well as get a mold.
He does a lot of long range driving too. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, so Kenny, here's a question for you. Would you ever use zinc bullets in your 6x45 to get some bigger bullets to go fast?
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about the 6x45. You can shoot up to 150 or 120 grain bullets out of a zinc alloy with wheel weights. The zinc wheel weights, you'll probably approximately get 55% of that weight. So you'll be roughly around 75 or I'd say 70 grain with 120 grain bullet, which is kind of a cool thing because if you think about it, yeah, you have less weight, but the bullet itself is longer, so it's a lot of.
Yeah, I'm curious how the barrel twist comes into play with that,
Exactly, yeah. That one's a 1 in 10 twist when you set. And what was I going to say? Well, I'll get back to you.
All right, you're kind of cutting out a little bit, Eagle Eye, Kenny.
He's got a blind spot.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a second. I gotta get my Wi-Fi.
And ask him what if that was a 9mm he shot through the plate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On Verizon, killing me.
So Kenny, the 9 was it a 9mm that you shot through that steel plate, a zinc 9mm bullet?
Yeah. You know why I'm lagging? I'm uploading my video right now.
Kenny.
How many things can you do at once? I can't walk and chew bubble. He's driving, uploading a video, and live chatting.
He once cleaned a septic tank on a live chat, so stop that.
I don't want to.
That video, of course, is uploading. Oh yeah, and Android decides to update it.
Oh, and his phone's updating.
Yeah, because he connected to Wi-Fi or something, so then it detected that he is connected to Wi-Fi, so it started updating his phone.
Well, that 9mm, to get back to it, I shot that, was it 2,000 FPS? Hollow point, round.
Man.
So a 9mm going about 2,000 feet per second? Is that what you're saying?
2,000 per second. It was a hollow point. I shot it to it's in one of my videos there. It's an older video, so you see my production quality over there. But they shot it to physics gel, and it acts like a G2 ripper.
Just shattered.
Yeah, it explodes in the star-shaped pieces. And it's every single time. It's very predictable. And then the base follows through 15 inches of penetration. So it'll pass the FBI standard.
Did it seem like it worked the action a little bit harder than, say, like a regular lead round?
That's the funny part. It did the exact opposite. So the solid core bullets were around 9 grains, and it felt like a lighter recoiling bullet. There's two advantages to that. If someone was to shoot IPSC or whatever, I mean, you got a faster bullet to get on target, and you got less recoil. That's two advantages right there for shooting things.
That's kind of cool to think about that. I need to get some zinc bullets and do a little bit of testing just to see. It seems weird though, like for load development, because it's such a light bullet, but it's bigger.
Yeah, I crammed like 7 grains of HP38 in a 9mm. I mean, that's unheard of. And I didn't hit pressure signs. And of course, the SIG 226 ate it like it was nothing.
Do you have to use the faster powders because of the lightweight bullet?
I don't know. I don't think it really matters. I haven't tried CSE pistol. I know that's probably a little bit faster. I tried Winchester 231, HP38, unique, and one of the Timothy's favorite dot powders.
So what about something that's like a smaller, like say you were going to use like HS6 or something? It's a little bit slower and more, or smaller flakes.
Yeah. HS6, I believe will still work. I haven't tried it, so I can't really say, yay or nay, But I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. The only thing I would say probably might happen was on a slower burning powder, you may run into ejection issues, speed.
Yeah, that's interesting because sometimes if you use too light of a bullet with the Magnum powder, you just don't get the right burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I came up on load development with two references. One of them was Quick Load, which is an awesome program. The second one was an old Sharp manual, which had like a 90 grain XP bullet, 90 grain. That's not my big.
All right.
Feels like home with Kenny driving on a live chat.
Okay, so all right, here's a question for all of you guys on the, I guess, the panel. We'll call you the panel, and also the guys listening in the chat. So now that tax return season is here, do you guys have any plans for any future purposes or purchases with that, assuming that you overpaid your taxes and you have to get a refund this year?
The government gets to spend my tax return, so I'm out.
Okay.
My wife gets to spend mine, so I'm out.
Yeah, I want to be in the same boat. For what I'm paying government back right now, I'm going to buy a 50 BMG.
Chico?
Yes, I'm in the market for a 308. Because back when I bought my case feeder for my Dylan, I did a deal with a guy. He gave me like 500 rounds of 308 primed brass. So that's gonna be my next purchase, a 308 rifle. And hunting season just in here, so I may be able to find a deal. Y'all know me.
I know a couple guys that might have a deal for you on a 308 Compass.
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say you might want to be careful with that one.
Yeah, no compasses for me.
Hey, you know what, Chico? I got a video coming up with the Moss Brigade star that shot a really good group. It just doesn't have the velocity that I want, but it's still going to be a pretty good purchase. The Moss Brigade jar, you pick them up around $230.
Cool, brother. I'll be glad to see it when it comes out.
Yeah, I like that one.
So, Uncle Jim, you have any
Well,
any
that's a
future
no.
purchases?
That's a no on the tax returns, but I have Cabela bucks, about $700, and I could meet you up at Cabela's and you can help me pick it out. You're close.
That's a deal. If you go up there, I'll meet you up there, and I'll help. I love helping people spend their money on guns.
Yeah, I can imagine the caliber. Do you have this? No. How about this? No. Will you leave me alone? The guy behind the counter. We don't have those calibers. It'd probably a 10 millimeter. And people are poo-pooing the Compass, but a 6.5 Compass, if they had a super sale, that store won't. But if it was 200 something bucks, yeah. Maybe a Savage rifle, maybe something long range. I don't know. But I really do want a 10. I got all the dies, components, and brass, and I want a 10 back.
You'll have to check out the. I don't know if they still carry them, but for a while they carried like the Pedersolis, and you could get like the Sharps rifles or the. They had this Pedersoli 1886. It was like it wasn't like a true 1886. I don't know. It was 1886, and then they had another year also. But that thing was pretty sweet. But I think it might be expensive. It might be out of the Cabela's Bucks range.
Yeah, got to stick to that Cabela's Bucks thing. But yeah, that store. I don't know. You're probably closer. It's not like you can go in and find deals. It's and a selection, and they don't carry certain stuff and brands. So especially on 10, it'd be very limited.
Yeah.
I could answer hypothetically on that. I'll come back around and answer hypothetically, let's say. I've always wanted a 45 long Colt lever action, maybe like original Henry or something like that. I might go after, depending on the size. I'd want to get a 45 Colt single action Army clone at some point too. Again, I just have a place in my heart for those old style rifles. And then completely on the other side, I would love to get an AR-10, probably in 308 maybe or something like that.
Yeah, there's some pretty good 308 AR-10 deals going around right now. I just helped a friend buy one and then another friend build one.
Yep.
And
I've gone back and forth between. I've been eyeing an AR-10 for a while, and I've been flopping back and forth between the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 308, and just rolling around in my head because I'm going to get one at some point. And my son actually made me help make me let me speak. Who said something about you can't sit and speak at the same time? That's me. He helped me make the decision. He's going to get a 308 hunting rifle, so I'll go with the 308. That way I don't have too many calibers to reload for.
Yeah, Taco 357 or 44 mag lever, 16-inch. Obviously, Cabela's was only going to have the Marlins, but Rossi's coming back. Maybe they'll carry Rossi, and I'll wait another year.
Yeah. Hey. Do we not have blue wrenches in the side chat? Do we not have any blue wrenches in the side chat?
Yeah, we got patrol.
Yes. That's what it appears to me.
I got an idea, which is coming up. Nothing to do with tax return, but like Jim says, I also have like $700 to kind of get a firearm. I kind of want to go live and let the audience pick the firearm. And it's a high point, free though, so not a problem. And I see what Taco could do with a high point, and I think game here.
The high point.
Oh, do we have a troll?
Yes, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay, Taco, click on the troll, and we had that problem last night.
We had a few of them last night.
That's why I said, where the blue wrenches at? Blue wrench mafia.
Kitty, is that the same guy or no?
I don't know. I can't see because I'm texting and driving.
I think it was one we're gonna play last night.
We're gonna play Whack-A-Throw.
Well, hey, where's Bacon at? Isn't it fishing thing?
Texas. He's hunting and hog in Texas with Ozark.
Oh, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, you forget about the heart-shaped hot tub they're sitting in right now?
You beat me to it.
All right, I think we took care of the troll.
Stopped him.
Okay.
Let me know if there's another one. So, yeah, sorry about that.
No, sorry to interrupt, brother.
You know what's kind of cool? Once a year, where I live right now, they're doing a Disneyland, Las Vegas. All the big companies that come over here and test their fireworks out. So that's working from right now. This whole weekend, they're setting off fireworks.
Hey, Kenny, you're kind of turning into a robot, cutting in and out.
I think he's home.
Oh.
Son of a gun.
All right. So, did everybody answer on what their I guess tax return purchase, or I guess if you don't have a tax return, something you'd buy in the your next gun purchase? What it would be?
What about Mitch?
Yeah, I'd like to get a revolver, probably either a 22 just for plinking, and something for a snake gun, like a 357 Magnum. Something I get used for snake gun when I'm fishing, and in Iowa we can hunt with those for deer. That's
357s are awesome. I love them. I have a few, maybe more than a few, but yeah, I've got several bullet molds for the 357, and they're just, it's a great cartridge in the lever gun and in the revolver.
38 357 is so nice to load. For the first time loader, I would say 38 special. Start there. I don't know.
Well, one thing I do is I just buy. I've accumulated 38 special brass, but I only buy 357 brass, and if I want a light load, I'll load it light in 357, but that way I don't get the little cred ring. But 38s and 357 are great.
Yeah.
Mitch, what part of Iowa are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Jimmy, Mitch?
No, I guess I'm done. I didn't. That's it.
Oh, I asked, what part of Iowa are you in, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, yeah, I'm at Dubuque. It's right where Wisconsin and Illinois come together in Mississippi.
You're about a half hour north of me.
Oh, where are you?
Clinton?
Oh, yeah.
No? Small world.
Yeah.
Future video. Future video.
Yep. Let's get together.
Yeah, really.
Wait, after you mean to tell me you live in a town named Clinton?
Unfortunately. Not saying I'm a supporter, but
Okay, just wondering.
So Uncle Jim, Echo and the Bunnyman in the side chat, he says he's going to start reloading for a buddy of his who has a 357 Max Thompson Center pistol. So
Okay.
So Echo and the Bunnyman, you should check out Uncle Jim's channel because he does a lot of 357 Max.
I haven't done the Max yet, and part of it is gas jack and powder right now. Locally, the powder's bad selection for that right now. I finally got the primers. You need to use small rifle primers, and there also a good help is there is a site. I don't know what it's called. It's been a while that all they talk about is 357 maximum. As far as they're people that load for it and shoot for groups at long range, things like that. So I've been meaning to do videos, but I want to gas check them because they're going to be running fast. So I'm going to use Taco bullets. Taco,
Yeah.
180. Also, the contenders seem to, with a contender in your manual, you'll have a contender section, which is different. So you can go back there. You can, usually they're going to like heavier bullets, 180 grain, 200. Some people go lighter, but it's really not what, the contender's all about. It's a little different animal than a 357, I'll tell you that. But it's great because you can shoot all three in that. So sorry I couldn't help you anymore, but I haven't done any videos on that yet, other than just Trail Boss, just to just to waste some brass on that for
Hey, so Uncle Jim, have you actually bought a gun at Cabela's recently within the last couple of years or so?
No.
It's not like normal gun shops. It's the most horrible experience. Like, it takes forever. I haven't bought a gun from Cabela's for, I don't know, a long time because of that. You walk in and it's
I did it once in Washington, and they put you in front of a computer screen. I'm like, a computer screen, and you filled out your 4473 that way. Mm-hmm. Okay, which is weird because on the form you just go do and you're done, and on a computer it's like, whoa,
You actually have to read the questions.
Yeah. What was the bad experience?
Well, the bad experience is just it took forever. I put a gun on layaway, and it took me 45 minutes to put the gun on layaway.
Wow.
And whereas I go to my local shop, like Gunny's or like any of the local shops, and I can walk in, do a background check, walk out with the gun in like 10 minutes or something. It's so Cabela's, man, they kind of ruined it for me. So I've not bought a gun from them since.
Yeah, they could be. Last time, I don't go up there much because it's a couple hours, but last time I was there, I was getting there was someone helping, he was kind of bored. So it might be different on the days. I suspect Sunday's the best because traffic for me, there's no traffic and up in Salt Lake, and I just dread that part of it, or worrying about what time you're going to leave to hit the traffic before you could get to the 2 lanes again,
Yeah.
But I think it was a Sunday, but that was like, man, he'd help you with anything, let me see that. But I really don't know. Sometimes, you can't just do it on one time bad experience because you'd have a different shift of people, different day.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go back there and taco. Damn it. He's right.
No, when you go, you'll have to, let us know how it is. Like, I almost pulled out my phone and started recording it because I was so frustrated with how long it was taking. I mean,
with the music, do. Yeah.
It's weird. You sit down at the computer, you fill out the form, and then they take forever. They look at it, and then they pass it to another person. They look at it, and then they say, "Okay, now sit down, wait." And I'm like, "It's not that difficult, guys. You just run the background check, and then I'll pay you."
Yep.
That's not a good setup. Maybe the person didn't. Maybe you're dealing with one of the rookies. I don't know. I don't go up there much, but I will say when the bucks are spent, that's it. Because you got Brass Bro Shop buying them now. Everything's expensive, and that's the only reason I go up there is because I had it on the card. It's that or flyer miles or whatever, guns. Yeah. Otherwise, I may just order online and just have something shipped, reloader or something, not even buy a gun there because it's 100 more,
Yeah, I used to play the little credit card trick, but I signed up for the Cabela's card and then had some points, and then I'd wait till they have a sale, and then they used to send these little mailers if you had their Cabela's card. And it'd be like, what was it? A certain amount of dollars off of a $500 purchase. Yeah. And I would time it when I had Cabela's bucks plus the coupon plus a sale. And
that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, you're 20% off, 10% off. Yeah.
I think I bought a SIG there for out of pocket was only like $300 or something. But they got rid of the overlapping sale plus the voucher thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure there's better places to buy stuff, firearms,
But I will say I have gotten some really good deals on the primers up there. Like randomly, they'll put those S&B primers on sale for like $15 for, 1,000.
Yeah. And they will have the powder I need because they'll have more of a selection than my little tiny gun shop over here, down the street. Yeah.
So any other, I guess, did everyone answer what their next purchase would be? I guess so.
Yes.
What about... Oh, Chico, you just muted yourself or something?
Sorry. Can y'all hear me?
I think you keep muting yourself.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had to add one more, and I put it in the side check. I'm also in the market for a 38 357 lever gun, but no Henrys. I want a loading gate, and a lot of people have been talking about the Rossies. So I may be in the market, or I may be looking for one of those, and that's it with my purchases, I think.
I was gonna say, with those Rossies, if you can find it, buy it. They're kind of hard to find nowadays. The 357s.
They seem to feed the best and everything. Preacher brought up a good point, which I will look for up at Cabela's. a Ruger Model 77 in a 357 or 44 mag bolt action. I might do that just to get rid of the bucks.
Yeah. And who was it that mentioned 45 Colt?
Big man.
Big man.
Yeah.
I was going to comment, like 45 Colt is I guess I don't shoot as much as, or I don't do as many videos about it as much as I enjoy shooting it. I've got I think I've told this story before, but I have a little 16-inch shorty Rossi 92, and I freaking love that gun. It's great. It's fast shooting, and I replaced the rear sight with a little Skinner peep sight, and it works great. When we had our anniversary a few years back, I asked my wife, I said, hey, I'm going to buy you an anniversary gun. What do you want? And she said, I want yours. And I told her she couldn't have mine because I love that gun.
Taco.
But I found a used one that was a 16-inch, but it was blued. Mine's stainless. And so I outfitted it the exact same way with the rear Skinner rear peep sight and everything, and a little leather wrap and whatnot. Those, having that combination of two lever guns and then a dueling tree, man, that is like some of the most fun shooting I do.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
someone's got to do a suppressor ready other than Marlin custom shop, you know. So they just got to think that way.
I can't believe they're charging like $1,000 for that lever gun just because it has a threaded barrel.
I will send it and have it threaded. Yeah. I thought about the little hog legs, you know, what do they call them? Hog legs? Whatever.
The mare's leg?
Because the tube's out of the way, or and so you can just thread it immediately instead of shorten your tube and go through the expense. You know what I mean? And I put a pistol brace on it. That's the guys are
a pistol brace on a lever gun? Oh.
Well, listen.
That's just crazy talk.
Yeah.
That's just crazy talk.
Suppressor guys think differently because they're thinking quiet and threaded barrels. So, yeah, it's wrong to put it on a lever. Did you see mine,
Uncle Jim, that I did? I took one of those little, the Rossi Ranch hand, and then I paid the $200 tax on it, so I got the short barrel rifle, and then I threaded it and did that.
Okay.
So I have a 45 Colt short SBR threaded.
I'm trying to think if I saw that. Yeah, but I don't want to do the SBR thing. I already have an SBR AR. I'm not paying attention. You know, it'd be nice. Yes.
Yeah. That arm brace. If you do an arm brace, I got to see it. You got to do a video on it.
Hey, you did a high point. I can do an arm brace.
The whole like YouTube universe is going to come crashing down on you if you do that to a lever gun. Oh,
I think there was a deleted scene from True Grit where John Wayne was riding on his horse with two suppressed lever guns. Braces, you know.
I thought it was sacrilege to put a scope on a lever gun until it got suppressors, and I'm like, oh, who cares anymore? You know, do both.
Yeah,
it's all over now. All history is gone.
I took a lot of flack from people because I threaded my Rossi, and people were saying, "How could you do that to a classic firearm?" And I said, "It's a Rossi."
It's a Rossi. Yeah. It's classic now, but it used to be a Rossi.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yep.
But yeah, suppressor guys, they like once you start suppressing one thing, you suppress everything. Like,
oh yeah,
like I wonder if I can suppress this.
Yeah, your wardrobe changes. Everything you look at when you're buying and everything. Yeah, the whole safe changes.
Can I put Can I put a threaded barrel on that Red Ryder?
No, you can't. This is weird. On a pellet gun or a BB gun, it has to be fixed. It has to be on there. You can't remove it. Okay.
They actually there was like an air rifle guy who got
unless you paid a tax stamp on a can. Sorry. Okay, go talk.
Yeah, wasn't there like an air rifle guy who got in trouble for a suppressor on the air rifle because it was removable or something like that?
Yeah, it has to be fixed. That's why you see them in the stores and they're on there fixed. And I will tell you even if you took a liter bottle and shot a pellet gun with it taped on there, it's illegal. That's big time trouble. But I will tell you this. It is so quiet. I don't know. I just heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Somebody told me about that. I don't know. No personal experience.
Yeah. I saw it on YouTube.
That's right.
Well, what was funny is for a while I was searching on YouTube to see if anyone had done like a suppressed high point before. And so I searched it, and the only video that would come up was what's the Hootie Hoo guy, and he like just puts a potato on the gun and then shoots it. And
yeah, the old school, potato.
Make some mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
But it actually works pretty decent. I mean, it's a blowback design, and it just that the port. My hand was super dirty right there, just from the all the gases coming back on my suppressed high point. So
wonder if an eggplant would work on that instead of a potato. You can grow your own suppressors now.
There should be a law where food products are okay.
You have to pay the tax on that one.
Yeah, you already paid tax on the food, so yeah. I don't know. It's funny.
Look at my garden of suppressors.
The laws are silly laws. They should just give us our tax money back and allow everyone to have them, like Europe.
Yeah.
Other countries.
It's kind of a weird thing if you think about it, that why they're like regulated. I mean, why would you regulate something that helps other people around you? You know, it just.
Yeah, well, that was because of the Depression and poaching. That's their excuse. You know how they have an excuse every time they do a gun law. Mm-hmm. That was it back then. And they figured $200, you can't afford that. You know how much a car was back then. So they figured not many will do it. They'd have to be rich. And now $200 doesn't mean much. A couple tanks of gas. So, yeah.
Yeah, it does add up, though, when you order like 4 suppressors at once.
Yeah.
So
I've been good for a while. Yeah.
I thought I was done buying suppressors, with the Obama changes and stuff. I just spent all my money on suppressors right before that, and I figured I would have enough on my trust that I would not need any more, and I'd just be done. But I had a couple offers of like some good deals on stuff, and I couldn't resist. So I have a Q Full Nelson that's in jail right now. I got to wait for that. And then I got that little 22, it's called the Erector. It's
my gosh.
Yeah. But it's made by Q.
Full Nelson and an Erector.
Yes, yeah. Their other cans are named like Trash Panda and Thunder Chicken, but okay. It's Q Suppressors. That's the company that what's his name from AAC.
AAC, and didn't he go to SIG?
Yeah, he went to SIG.
Yep.
And then he started his own suppressor company.
Yeah, he was always named Q. That was his nickname, or whatever.
He on his podcast, he says he named his company Q because he just wanted something short. Because when he was signing paperwork for like advanced armament, whatever, it took too long. And so he said, the next suppressor company I start is going to be short. And so it's just Q.
Well, it's like your trust name on a rifle, if you have a long trust name. I do. It's bad.
Yeah.
So people that have their think ahead of time. I never thought I'd have suppressors. Okay. So, or I'd never thought I'd have, in Washington, you couldn't have an SBR. So I figured, okay, I live there, you can't have one. So I don't, the guy just made up a trust name when he sold me the can, and it was all free. So, and did the trust free. So now I have a paragraph, reciprocal family trust, blah, blah, blah. You get your state on there. And my buddies that, thought ahead of time in free states, they just have one like this, nothing, just like you say.
Yep.
That's the way to go. If anyone gets yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are doing a trust for suppressors, make sure your trust name is short, because you have to engrave that on your SBRs and stuff.
Yeah. So, and your state is only 2 letters, but your city and state's on there too. So that's added. Yeah.
But that's not on the suppressor, just on the SBR, correct?
Just on the SBR. Or if you do a Form 1 suppressor where you build your own, then you have to have it on there.
Yeah, you have to do, if you make your own, you got to engrave it.
So I was, there's let's see, a comment about Tread says stamp price isn't bad. The suppressors themselves are high dollar. And that is pretty true. There are some new some suppressors are actually coming down in price, and you can get them pretty cheap.
Yeah, you could get a $100 and something 22 can, but it's not going to be like a heat treated stainless or something with Inconel in it, or your 308 cans. It's not like someone in their garage made this. There's a lot of research in it, and then the materials. They got materials that could take so much heat. For your 308 cans, your first baffles, or all of them sometimes, that's a lot of technology and expensive material. It's not like a guy in a garage. That's why it's more money, and that's because you're looking at it as a lifetime thing. It's not. Yep. If suppressors were legal, you go down to the store, get a disposable polymer can, like in New Zealand. Okay, polymer. You put it on, you shoot it until it wears out, and you throw it away. It was $30 or whatever. That's the difference, Tread.
So I will say real fast too. So one of the suppressors that I've ordered recently is from Witt Machine, WITT Machine, and they make a bunch of muzzle brakes and stuff like that. But they've started making like a line of short suppressors. And so I called the guy and got a good deal on a few, so I bought a few. And those, a few, right? I got 4. And because he said I was only going to order like 1 or 2, like one of the 5.56 and one of the 30 cals. But then he's like, well, if you order like them in batches of 3 or something, then I'll bring the price down this much. I was like, oh, well, okay, I'll do that. And then he said, well, and you can get this if you do 4, then I'll, do this. And but if you look up their site, their 30 cal suppressor, it's a short one, but it's only $300, and then their 5.56 little suppressor is like cheaper. I'm kind of skeptical on the sound suppression of the little 5.56 one. But I was thinking about maybe even just getting that and throwing it on my home defense rifle, and then, it'll take the huge blast out of it at least. And but their thing is they say that there's no back pressure with ARs and stuff.
Here's the other thing on price for Tread. Nowadays, before you had just a handful of companies. Nowadays you have all kinds of copycats. They deconstruct these cans. They look at these cans. They don't have to do all the technology, and they sell them cheaper. So there are a lot of cans out there now that are half the price of what they copied,
Yeah. You also got to consider what company's making it and how long are they going to be around. Because if you do get your baffle strike, and a lot of these companies like, I'll say Silencer Co., I know they've laid off a lot of people and have had some hard times, but I took my suppressor in and I had a problem with the mount, It was the Saker 5.56, and they just swapped the mount for me for free. And so, I mean, the mount that they put on there sells for like $250 or $300 or something. So, support and warranty, that's going to be a part of it too.
Yep, that's huge. You don't want someone that won't be there 2 years from now with your lifetime can that you just shot a hole in the end of it, you know. And you can't repair it yourself. You got to go to an SOT to have that done. But yeah, big time.
I have a few cans that were made by Huntertown Arms, and they're gone. Like they went out of business.
Yeah, I remember them.
So, yeah. I got some of their 22 suppressors, and they actually sound really good.
Yeah, they started with the 22, and everyone raved about them, and they were cheap. And then they did that AK can. You know.
That is the worst. It is the worst can.
I know. You got to watch out for companies. Get the ones that, you know, Liberty in Georgia is good.
Yeah. Dead Air.
That's what I was going to ask. Because I've got the itch, just the suppressor itch. That's the only itch I got. Let me tell you that. But for a new person looking for a suppressor, that's what I was going to ask. And Uncle Jim has been telling me Liberty suppressors, but that's what I was going to say. What is a good company that should be around if I were to have any problems in the future? Because I'm definitely looking for one for my son. He's got bad sensory for his ears, and he enjoys shooting, you know, and I want to get him more involved, but I'm looking for the suppressors.
So Liberty's great. I've got 2 or 3 of their cans. I got 3. I got their 22, the 30 cal. That's really big. It's probably, but that's my quietest 30 cal suppressor is the Liberty Victory Magnum. But so Liberty's great. Dead Air is going to be good.
Sig.
Yeah, they're really good too.
Thunderbeast.
Thunderbeast. Yeah. Who else? Rugged. They make good stuff.
Well, Rugged is, that's Henry. Definitely Rugged. Yeah.
And there's a lot of good suppressor companies out. But then there's also some ones that are new and you just don't know. Like, what's that the company that makes like cheap stuff and they say they have a lifetime warranty, but they do the ones that it's kind of like the Erector.
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Rebel?
That would be
Rebel suppressors or Rebel silencers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I have no experience with those, but you know they're cheap, so I don't know. You a lot of times you get what you pay for. Not always. Sometimes you get a good deal, but it'll be interesting to see how they how things pan out with them. But Ruger, 243 Outdoor says Ruger, and I know their little Ruger suppressors all right. The little 22 one.
22. I haven't heard much about it lately. I remember when it came out.
I think the top dog as far as 22 suppressors right now is that the Dead Air Mask. I think that's like one of the best.
That's a good one.
It's heavy though.
It's hard to beat the little Element I have. That's an old can. Yeah. Nobody can beat that thing. It's just, it's quiet. It's more blowback than the Liberty though.
But the Spectre 2, that's another like rock solid 22 suppressor. That's made by Silencer Co.
Yeah, that was Henry. That was Henry that designed the Spectre. Yeah. Who is now Rugged. Anyway, we're probably boring people with suppressors.
Yeah, suppressors.
Damn suppressors. It's so nice to be able to talk and shoot at the same time, especially with kids. That's what's great about a 22 can. People jump to a 308 or a 45 can. 22 can, you can talk with the kids. It's quieter than a pellet gun. It's just great.
And cheek weld. They get a proper cheek weld with the gun.
Yeah,
having to have
they shoot so much better. They no distractions. Yeah.
And that's probably the first can I'll get for him. For me, but for him, the 22 can.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can get those cheap Oh,
There's lots of good options for 22 cans. I will recommend doing a like a baffle stack instead of a monocore.
Okay.
Yeah.
The baffles, like the K baffles, those have less first round pop. First round pop is when the first round you fire through it is louder than the rest.
The
But
gases aren't in the can yet. Yep.
And so I have several 22 cans, and even my cheap Huntertown Arms can is quieter than the Silencer Coast Sparrow. It's quieter than the Liberty, the 22 can I have, Kodiak TL. And so I'd recommend get a 22 can that has like a baffle stack. And if you get a Dead Air Mask or an Element or the Spectre 2, all those are good options. I have what's the company in Idaho that, not Gemtech, they make like 1022 parts and barrels.
Green Mountain?
No.
Idaho.
Yeah.
1022 parts. Well, Cordson? No.
It's the other one. They make the colorful barrels. Tactical Solutions. That's yeah. They make a little Axiom suppressor, and my dad has that one, and that one sounds really good too.
I didn't even didn't know about that. I have a couple. I got a Texel barrel and an AR upper. Yeah.
Which AR upper do you have?
Well, it's small now, but I call it Mr. Stubbs. It's a pistol, but it's your regular upper, the nice bolt. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't use the round.
Is it
a Texel AR-15 upper? They only make one kind.
Like the SBX or something like that?
Well, they all use the same bolt unless something came out new.
Yeah.
Do you have one? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I had the one that it's the SBX upper, and it had that little shroud to make it 16 inches.
Oh.
And like
you're talking about 22?
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about an AR upper. I thought you were talking about an AR upper.
They came out with the shroud on the AR upper also. Yeah. I have the shroud on the 1022, and it makes it short, Yeah.
But I took mine, and I was trying to remove the shroud, and I guess I should have known better. But
yeah,
the barrels are sleeved, and so it's like a little skinny steel barrel with an aluminum sleeve over it. And I totally ruined it. It was bad.
Oh, well, they have a pin there and a spot weld, probably.
Well, I took that off. I drilled out the pin and took off the spot weld, and I unscrewed it, but then it got stuck, and I could not get it off, and it was just bending that shroud all up, and then I took a hacksaw to it, and that was really bad.
It's getting uglier and uglier.
Yeah,
and I took
so I called them up. I called them up, and this is like awesome service from them, right? I told them, I said, I know I messed this up. It's my fault. I'm hoping you have a pistol length barrel that you could like install on it. I am willing to buy the barrel and pay whatever to install it. And they went the extra mile and found like one barrel that they had, and they didn't charge me labor or anything, and they made it all pretty. So I got to do a video on that sometime, but
that was on the AR one. Okay,
that was on the AR one.
Yeah, because my squirrel gun is still the shrouded 1022. It's so light, and then it's got an AR type stock on it, really lightweight. Yeah,
those are
I like that. It shoots good too.
Hey, I was gonna ask all you guys. Do you guys have 1022s?
I do.
Uncle Jim, you got a 1022, right?
I have several. But more than that, yeah.
More? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing on mine in stock besides the receiver.
You didn't see my finger licking video where I'm finger licking.
Yes, I did see that one. That's it had yeah. So
Yeah.
what I was gonna do is I got a 1022 on trade from a buddy, and it's just plain Jane, like it's like the one he had when he was a kid. So it's got an old wood beat up stock, and I was gonna do some mods to it, but I was wondering if you guys recommend like a certain trigger for it. And anybody in the comments who's watching, if you guys have a good idea for a 1022 trigger, let me know.
Yeah. If you got money, there's no contest. Kid. Same with the barrel. Kid. KIDD. No contest. No one touches.
But how much is that?
I think you can start on one at about 200 and I'd have to check their prices. I just want to say 250, but I want to check their prices. But we're talking ounces. Okay. You can do their 2-stage or the single stage, but we're talking a whole new design, the way you can get away with doing that. Yeah, that's what the bench guys will be using most of the time. The kids are great.
Yeah, so say you want to not spend anywhere up on that 300, you want to go down a little bit.
Yeah, well, they have sales. Go to his website, KIDD. Their barrels are very reasonable. And then if you're lucky and your bolt is squared up right and this and that, you with just that barrel and anybody's trigger, it's going to shoot awesome. And then when you just want a barely even breathe on it trigger, you could get the Kid. I mean, you might think of Volkortsen trigger feels good. The complete set. I usually do my own kind of, but using some parts. But it depends on how good of a trigger you want. You know, like I'm super picky bench rester. Kid's a good one.
Yeah. So I did pick up this barrel. This is a ER Shaw. It seemed like it was a good value for, well, good value, like good performance for the dollar. I think it was like a little over $100. So I got the barrel, and it's threaded, of course. So, but and I stock wise, I went with the Magpul stock, that Magpul Hunter.
I have one on there. You're probably gonna have to play with it a little bit because it's really not a for the 1022. For one, the fore end's already touching the barrel, and they did it on purpose. It's got a lip. You can take that off. It's just kind of little. When we all bought them when they first came out, there was a big thing about, all right, accuracy. Some guys out of the box, it was fine with the barrel touching there. Other barrels didn't like it. And then the way it's bedded in there, a little loosey-goose, it's just it's hit and miss. Now, I bet you, what is it, a year and a half later since they came out with the stock? A year? I'm sure there's lots of neat mods you can do to it to make it like picky bench rester tack driver. I don't know what you're after though. Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm not going to compete with it. So I don't need that, but I want it to be like fun to shoot and
yeah. You should be fine then if you like that. The grip, the swell down, the way the angle is a little weird to me because I'm not used to it. Because no other stock is like that where you're grabbing it. So I don't know. I could grab it right now and show it to you, but it wouldn't show you much. You got to feel it.
Okay.
You know. But it is a nice looking stock. I got the Coyote or the
the flat dark earth or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember which. It's either the green or the dark earth. I'd have to go look at it.
Okay. And trigger wise, if I don't want to spend like too much money, what's a good?
If you want a decent trigger, Have you ever been in the triggers? They're easy. For a super low budget, now Ruger sells a trigger, but it's a creepy. It's terrible.
The BX.
Yeah. And what do they want? $45 on sale or whatever. I don't know. What you can do is get a full quartz and hammer. All right. And then there's a few, there's got to be a million vids you can look at. Otherwise, I can show you. And then there's a few mods you can do to the rest of it. And that's going to make it a ton better already. And if you can get the creep out of it with your sear and that hammer, you're doing awesome. Otherwise, you can get the two, the sear and the hammer or the kit. But the cheapest way is what we used to do is take the Volquartsen hammer, because you can't eke that out of a stock hammer with a trigger job, and then go from there. And you might like it just like that.
Okay. I'll have to try that out.
And then work on your plunger spring, and there's some odds and the guts you can do. And then sometimes you got to modify your safety when the sear's pushing down. If there's a little, like playing the trigger, you just peen the bottom edge of that, and it brings it so it can't, when it hits the safety, it's solid. There's little tricks to those that, yeah, you can do. It's like an AR. They're like ARs. You can do anything with those. That's why I like the 1022.
All right. Well, time-wise, we're coming up on, or not. We've passed 2.5 hours. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's gone by
5.5
fast.
to go.
Yeah. So I actually have to go soon. But is there anything you guys wanted to say before we close, or any last questions in the chat?
Tomorrow's casting day for me, trying out some new powders. So
I'd like to do that too tomorrow if it stops snowing. Yeah.
I got my Hardy backer laid for my tile on the landing, so that freed me up for tomorrow.
Nice.
I want him to blow up a snowman.
Depending on my weather down here, I may do some smelting tomorrow. Smelt down all my wheel weights, if the weather cooperates.
Nice.
So that's it for me. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
thanks for
hopping on.
Chat. Yes, sir.
Likewise. Appreciate you having me on here.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we will stop the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yeah.